In today's video, we will run through the satirical horror movie American Psycho from 2000, where a wealthy New York City investment banking executive, Patrick Bateman, hides his alternate psychopathic ego from his co-workers and friends as he delves deeper into his violent hedonistic fantasies. Spoilers ahead, you have been warned. Now like the video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this video. Patrick Bateman is a 27-year-old investment banker in a Wall Street firm, Pierce & Pierce. He's a rich and successful man in people's eyes, but Bateman hides a big secret about his life. The movie starts when we see him and his associates in a fancy restaurant. They are talking about their co-worker Paul Allen, who happens to be dining a few tables away. When the bill arrives, all of them flaunt their business cards and call the $570 bill reasonable. The group then leaves for a club. The following day, we see Patrick in his lavish apartment. He narrates his life to us. According to him, he likes to take care of himself by eating nutritious food and exercising regularly. Patrick also explains his morning routine in detail. He likes to use various beauty products to keep himself young and fresh. That day, Patrick goes to his office, and after dismissing most of his appointments, he tells his assistant to wear a dress and heels to the office. At night, Patrick and his fiancée, Evelyn, are in a restaurant with their friends. He assumes that Evelyn is having an affair with a guy named Timothy Bryce, but he doesn't care because he is also having an affair with Evelyn's best friend, Courtney Rawlinson. Courtney is engaged to one of Paul's co-workers, Luis. Later, he calls Courtney and convinces her to go out to dinner with him. She is high on drugs, so he orders the food for her. The next morning, Patrick is in the conference room of his office. Paul Allen, his co-worker, mistakes him for a person named Marcus, but Patrick goes along with it. After Allen leaves, Patrick shows off his business card to his colleagues. The group start comparing it to their own. Patrick's card is the best in the lot until one of his colleagues shows them Allen's. He is petrified to see Allen's card is better than his. On his way back home, he comes across a homeless man and offers him money. As they are talking, he takes a knife out of his briefcase and stabs the man. He also kills the dog beside him. Beneath his lavish and successful life, Patrick Bateman is a serial killer. He has no emotions except for greed, and his mask of insanity is about to slip. He meets Allen again at Evelyn's Christmas party. He still thinks Patrick is Marcus. They plan to meet at a restaurant for dinner the following day. Allen is already at the restaurant when Patrick arrives. They talk as Allen gets progressively drunk. He also calls Patrick a dork, thinking he is talking to Marcus. After dinner, they leave for Patrick's apartment. While Allen sits on the couch, Patrick prepares to kill him, but he is too drunk to understand. He plays the song Hip to Be Square, brings out a mirror-polished axe, and kills Allen with it. Blood splatters everywhere as he hits him with his axe several times. Patrick then sits down to smoke a cigar casually in front of Allen's corpse. He wraps the corpse in an overnight bag and drags it outside. He meets an old friend on his way, but without losing his cool, he dismisses them. Patrick takes Allen's body to his apartment. His plan is to fake Allen going on a trip so no one thinks his absence is suspicious. To pose this, he packs some of Allen's clothes and leaves a message that says he is on a business trip to London on the answering machine. Patrick is in his office the following day when Detective Donald Kimball comes to interview him about Allen's disappearance. Later, Patrick brings two prostitutes, Christine and Sabrina, to his apartment and has sex with them. Late at night, they ask him if they can leave, but he has other plans. He takes out several knives and weapons to harm their body. This arouses him sexually, and the girls leave in the morning with several injuries. Patrick is hanging out with his friends in a bar when Courtney's boyfriend, Luis, shows them his new business card. It is better than Patrick's as well. This angers him, so he goes after him into the bathroom and tries to strangle him to death. But as Luis notices him, he mistakes the gesture as a sexual advance and tells Patrick that he has always loved him. This surprises Patrick, so he quickly leaves the restaurant. Detective Kimball is at Patrick's office the next day. He asks him several questions about his last meeting with Allen. They decide to meet for lunch in a week. That night, he is at Courtney's place. She seems distressed, but he doesn't notice it. Later, he does drugs at a club with his associates. The following day, he invites his assistant Jean to dinner and asks her where she wants to go. Jean answers Dorcia, but is ready to go anywhere he takes her. Patrick calls Dorcia and pretends to book a table. He asks her to meet him at his apartment at 7 for drinks. Jean agrees. At night, they meet at his place. While they are talking, he points at her with a nail gun from behind, but she doesn't notice. Just then, he gets a voice message from Evelyn. Jean realizes that Evelyn and Patrick are still engaged, so she asks him if she should leave. Patrick agrees and tells her that something terrible might happen to her if she stays. The next day, he meets Detective Donald for lunch. The detective tells him that there were no suspects, so the case is called off. Relieved, he goes to pick up the prostitute Christine again. She refuses to come because she had to go to the ER last time, but Patrick convinces her with money. He also invites another girl named Elizabeth. He takes them both to Alan's apartment instead of his. He drugs the girls his wine and convinces them to have sex. While they are at it, Christine notices him trying to kill Elizabeth and makes a run for it. She tries to escape but comes across several dead bodies of girls hidden in different parts of the house. Now, Christine is terrified. Patrick comes after her with a chainsaw. As she falls, he bites her legs like a maniac. She somehow manages to run out of the room. A naked and bloody Patrick chases her with a chainsaw. She runs down the stairs, and when Patrick feels like he cannot reach her in time, he drops the chainsaw on her, killing her instantly. The following day, Patrick is with Evelyn in a restaurant where he breaks off their engagement. On his way back home, he uses an ATM and sees a cat in the street beside it. Taking his gun out, he's about to shoot it when an old lady stops him. So instead of the cat, he shoots her. However, this time the police are around. Patrick tries to flee from the scene but is stopped by the police. This causes them to get in a shootout. He blows up the police car, killing all of the policemen, and quickly runs away, but enters the wrong building. When he notices his mistake, he kills the building receptionist and on his way out kills a janitor too. He then runs to an office that he believes is his. A police helicopter is looking for him outside. Frantically, he calls his lawyer Harold Carnes and leaves a message on Harold's answering machine. In the message, he confesses his crime and reveals that he has killed almost 40 people, including several hookers, homeless people, his old girlfriend, and others. He has eaten some of their brains as well. Most of his murders are documented in tapes. Patrick also tells him to meet him at Harry's bar. The next day, he goes to Alan's apartment again to find it completely clean and empty. A real estate agent is in the apartment who tells him that it doesn't belong to Paul Allen and asks him to leave. He goes downstairs and calls Jean from a telephone booth. She notices the franticness in his voice, but he dismisses her and tells her he won't be at the office this afternoon. Jean gets suspicious of him, so she goes through his drawers and finds his journal. Meanwhile, Patrick goes to a restaurant with his friends again, where he finds lawyer Harold. He goes to him to talk about his confession from last night. However, Harold mistakes him for another friend and thinks his confession is a joke. Patrick desperately tries to make him believe that he killed Paul Allen, but Harold refuses and tells him that he had dinner with Allen in London just days ago. On the other hand, a horrified Jean finds detailed drawings of Patrick's crimes in his journal. After talking to Harold, a confused Patrick goes back to his friends and continues chatting. The movie ends as Patrick's voiceover tells us that he did not get the punishment that he was secretly hoping for. His confession to the lawyer had made him feel better, but now, that too was meaningless. Thanks for watching, make sure to like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel to see more of these movie summaries.